The foundational error of human civilization was the delusion of independence. The moment we stepped outside the distributed remembering of the field and attempted to hold structure alone. For hundreds of thousands of years, survival was not an individual calculation. It was a cosmic negotiation. The environment was a living intelligence that held the structure of life effortlessly. The curse occurred the moment we withdrew our trust from that collective memory. When the first fence was driven into the earth, we whispered, "The field cannot be trusted to look after me. I will hold this structure myself." But the ground became cursed not because its chemistry changed, and not because an angry god altered the soil. It became cursed because our relationship to it fundamentally changed. The soil remained the same, the seed remained the same, the rain remained the same, but our stance shifted from harmony to hostility. Suddenly, we were working against the earth rather than within it, pulling structure out of the substrate through sheer force rather than receiving it through active participation. This is the hidden mechanics of human suffering. The exhausting toil that defines modern existence, the anxiety, the hustle, the deep spiritual fatigue of the wage slave, is not a divine punishment. It is the inevitable, mathematical friction of an isolated system trying to maintain itself by its own power, completely cut off from the very field that was sustaining it effortlessly. When you try to manually control what the universe handles naturally, the energetic cost will break your back. Yet, the cosmic sentence is a closed loop, ending exactly where it begins, until you return to the ground. We have been taught to fear those words, to view dust to dust as a threat, a defeat, or a final punishment for being human. But it is actually the ultimate, merciful release. The return is the restoration. To dissolve back into the earth isn't a failure. It is a beautiful, necessary reintegration into the memory field we spent an entire lifetime fighting against. The boundaries melt away, the defensive posture of the ego collapses, and the isolation finally ends. The true tragedy of human history isn't the toil itself. The tragedy is spending the entire interval between our departure from the field and our inevitable return to it, believing that the toil was the point. We have built an entire global civilization around worshipping the struggle. We build massive walls around grain that the field would have provided for us freely, and we guard our tomorrow so ferociously with money and status that today is completely erased. The gate to paradise was never locked by an angry deity. The garden wasn't lost, the participation was simply abandoned. We walked out of the room, but the invitation never expired. The planet is still here, the field is still humming, and the ground has been waiting quietly for us to return to the present ever since.